Motherhood has taught me that I need my mommy. I need my mommy. My mommy's girl. I don't even remember the time my mommy got sick. The one time my mommy got sick as a child was like extreme. She was never sick, and I know we must have made her sick, but I don't recall that ever stopping her. Like, mommy did every pickup, mommy did every drop up. I can't do that right now. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of the MotherWell podcast. I'm your host Feyi. Nice to see you again. So today's episode is kind of chill. I feel like we've been doing heavy stuff. I cried the first one, the second one I was preaching at you. Although I don't even know the sequence of which this episode will come, and we don't know either. But I just wanted one that felt a bit like we were gisting and talking about some of the things that motherhood has done or makes you feel. How does motherhood make you feel? I don't know if anyone is like me. Wait, before I start all this, I've never even said how was my weekend. I want to go straight. I can see that my spirit is jumping because I really want to talk about this episode topic. So this weekend, my mother traveled and left me in this country by myself. I don't like it when she does that because I feel very exposed. I feel like since I had children, I am more needy of my mommy than ever before because her house is another house that I can shut off my brains and my children to. So when she's not there and she has carried her whole household, i.e. my father and everybody, so it's an empty house. When she's not there, I just feel very exposed. Like, wow, I have one less leg to stand on and I really have to carry my motherhood in my hands. And I don't always like that. Like, I really like my village. Like, God has really done his big one when it comes to my village. Like, my village is they're very present for me. And so when my mommy carries her bag and leaves the country, which she does so often, I'm always very dejected and sad. And even now, I'm even falling sick. So shout out to you, mom. I hope you're feeling bad. Actually, don't feel bad because you paid your dues. You deserve it. It's just painful to watch sometimes. But it also makes me excited because I know that when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you. But how's motherhood treating me? My children are doing good. They're on holiday, which is scary. It's very scary because that means that when they wake up, they don't have anywhere to go. So they come to me, and I'm tired. Like, I'm really exhausted. Like, and then they know they don't have school, so they. Sorry guys, I almost died of cough. I take a cough break. I'm hoping that Eric does not show me fighting for my life. But knowing Eric, he'll probably try and use a stylized version. I'll do it in black and white, wicked guy. So now I'm eating orange so that I don't die. You've been noticed because I was talking about my children that I started coughing. Meaning that their head did not collect what I was saying about them. I think this is the perfect metaphor for how motherhood has humbled me. So in today's episode, we're talking about what motherhood taught me about myself and all the ways that I surprised myself positively and even negatively. People always ask if I ever felt ready to be a mom. Like, did I ever feel like I was ready? Oh, Feyi, when did you feel ready? Oh, Feyi, when did you feel ready? I don't think I ever felt ready. I was told or I read that when you want to get pregnant, you start trying. So like 6 months, give it like 6 months, give it like 6 months. On my first day, first try, belly. I was like, let me even first of all get into like the idea. Let me entertain the idea as I was still entertaining pregnancy. I was like, oh. And we thank God for the journey he took me on. I'm very grateful. I don't take it for granted, but I wasn't expecting it to be that easy because I know it's not always that easy. And so when I found out I was pregnant, I wasn't like jumping for joy because I was still coming to terms with what that would be like. And I thought, oh, let me use these 6 months to navigate how and let me start to consider. And before I could finish thinking about it, I was pregnant and I had to just start mentally preparing. But like I always tell people, it takes 9 months to make a baby. It takes 9 months to make a mother. And so if you're listening and you're ever like anxious about whether you ever feel ready, I don't think there's ever a time where you feel ready. Motherhood is very is too big for you to feel like, okay, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm good. I don't think I feel that even now with two children. I don't think I do feel that. I feel very inadequate all the time. All the time. I don't think there's ever a time where I feel like I am so adequate. And I think that's why my relationship with God has changed the way it is, because motherhood makes me feel inadequate. God makes me feel adequate. And so once you need these children, you need to feel adequate to raise kids. And so it's almost like God will give you enough on your motherhood plate where you just have to run to Him and say, okay, please help me. I learned so much about myself from my children. Like, I thought it's gonna sound so dark, but I thought I loved kids. Like, I thought I loved children. Like, I thought I would always want them around. And these days, I'm like, get out. Get out. The day I locked my children out of my room, I was like, ha! And I said I won't be this mother. I locked them out. Well, like, please, mommy needs an hour or 5 to just be by herself, like, cause I get to, and I think another thing is, like, I have ADHD, which I have been told to stop saying, but I'm going to say it because it's truth and it makes life a bit difficult. Like, so my ADHD is something that I've always had it. It's been something that's been there my whole life, but after I became a mom, it got worse because there were just so many tasks I was unable to, like picking my kids up late from school, not getting them to school on time, not being, like, always being late, always, like, when I set up okay, this is how my day is going to pan out, and then there's just one lag, like one time blindness will just hook me from like 12 noon to like 4 p.m. and it's like, oh shit, I have somewhere to be, I have things to do. Like, the ADHD brain really couldn't mother. I couldn't. ADHD really scattered my motherhood. At one point, I had to seek help, and that's when I got diagnosed. But have I done anything with the diagnosis? No, I'm still out here just doing life with, there's the option of medication, but that just sounds too intense. I don't think I'm ready for that. And so right now, it's just, at least I know, right? And so I put things in place to help me with that. So, I tell, like, my husband, please, I better call me at this time to make sure I've done this. So I set alarms, or I have accountability partners. I think it's called body doubling or shadowing. I can't remember. Something like that, where you just have someone that's like knows what you're supposed to do and like calls you and gets. Sometimes I call a friend. Sometimes I set alarms. With AI now, it's kind of, there's some things I can outsource to AI. But, like, yeah, motherhood really showed me how my neurodivergence was a big hindrance in, like, everyday life, and that brought me to my knees, and that led me to God. Motherhood taught me that I am impatient. Like, when I'm trying to teach my kids stuff, in fact, I can't teach my kids anything, which is so scary. Teaching my daughter to read now, and even me, I'm like, feel relaxed. Like, she's trying to figure it out. And, like, I remember when I was young and my dad was trying to teach me math, and I was like, I swore I wouldn't be this parent. And the way that's actually the only kind of parent I know how to be when it comes to teaching my kid. I'm just like, wow. Like, it's so humbling to know that I can't teach my kids, not because of anything, but because I don't want to destroy your self-esteem, because myself, I'm not patient. I'll be holding my tongue like this. Like, I don't want to shout at this girl. She's 5. She's trying to figure it out. You've given her that word, she's not getting it. And, like, some kids are naturally proficient in reading. All the kids I know that are reading really well now, their parents didn't do anything special. It just came naturally. So children have their strengths and weaknesses. Like, reading is something she's going to get there. Which person does not know how to read? She will read eventually, but, like, I think there's a part of me that just wants it for her, because no, let's be doing this thing we need to do. Like, and I know she's smart enough, so it's like there's a part of me that's like, is it this small either that you're still struggling with? Like, so for me, it's like learning to be patient, learning to not put my own expectations on the omo. Like, she's just 5. And then my son, who's 2, that one is so, like, you can tell that that one is going to probably read at 3. So it's like everybody has their thing and what they're good at, and it's like I don't want to now give one child self-esteem problems, because that's just not her natural strength. Like, can I just be, and like you can, it's almost like you see yourself go, you have enough head knowledge to know that what you're doing is rubbish, but you're like, wow, I'm so humbled by the fact that I can't help myself. My impatience is so like innate, it jumps out before the common sense jumps out, and I'm just like, oh, like I really really hate that I'm that parent sometimes. Like, my husband's always having to remind me, like, relax, I should get it, like, I should figure it out. And I'm also seeing like the disappointment on my girl's face when she's like, I'm not making mommy happy. And so I just really don't like that. Like, that's one of the things that that motherhood has like revealed in me, that I thought I was so patient. Like, my mom is really impatient, so I thought I was like the complete opposite, but turns out I'm exactly the same. And that's humbling, because you think, oh, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better than my parents. And you're like, oh, oh, you're just going to do what you can. Motherhood taught me that, because motherhood taught me that I'm not really into kids, little kids. Like, I keep telling my husband, I can't wait for these children to grow up. When they are teenagers, I feel like that's when me and them will be more locked in. I'm a conversationalist. I like to talk through problems. I don't like to cry through problems. So when we're talking, when the problem can be solved with a conversation, which is why even now my 5-year-old is very emotionally mature, because we have conversations even now she's 5. But there are times when the conversation is not enough. Like, I can't speak a word and she will grab it. She still has to feel her childlike feelings, which is very, she's allowed to them, right? Because she's 5. But like, I'm just like, girl. So what? And then the thing I say to her all the time that I really hate when I say is like, so why are you crying? So why are you crying? So why are you crying? Because that is going to make her feel like she can't be safe with me. And just like, I'm not really doing a great job in this moment, but that's also just because I'm inadequate. Like, I can't do everything. Like, I'm a great mother. This is not me bashing myself. I'm a great mother. I know how to do what I know how to do. But I think I'm just going to be the first mom to say, these are the things I'm struggling with, so that we can all just be saying it. Because I think sometimes we're under too much pressure as mothers to be perfect. And you can't, man. And I think another thing that God was also teaching me was that your inadequacies are making room for her adequacies. And so God is going to give somebody, one generation, less of something for another generation to find more of that thing. Because there are a lot of things that my parents aren't able to do that made room for my own gift. So, I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to count it all joy. Like, it all works out. But in the moment, it's a bit yucky, it's a bit ugly, it's a bit like, And I thought more of myself than this. I thought I was more emotionally mature than this. I thought I was more wise. I was wiser than this. But, yeah. Motherhood made me comfortable with not being everybody's cup of tea. I think, especially in the last year, I think I'm very comfortable with the fact that not everybody's gonna like me, man. And that's okay, because even myself, I don't always like everybody. I don't like a lot of people, characters, things. Like, myself, I don't get patience again. Like, I don't like a lot of stuff. Like, before, and this is interesting coming from me as a chronic people pleaser. Like, I used to just, oh, that's just her way. Like, oh, that's just normal. Like, I don't think you guys understand. She's going through stuff. Like, I used to make room for everybody's stuff. And I think with motherhood, I don't have energy for that. Like, if you're bad vibes, get out. Like, if the vibes are off, bye bye. Like, I don't try to force relationships anymore. I don't try to make things work that can go. I think another thing that motherhood has taught me is I'm okay with being the villain in your story. That's fine. And that's actually the end of that. I'm not going to even because I can feel myself wanting to over explain myself there, but I think that is self-explanatory. I'm not gonna be a cup of tea, and that's okay. You don't have to like me. Even me, self, there days. It's not everybody I like. Even me, there days I don't like myself. So I extend grace for those people who don't like me, and I also extend myself grace for the people I don't like. Like, I love everybody. Everybody's a child of God, but like, I don't want you in my everyday space anymore. I think that's fine. I think motherhood has taught me that the heart of man is desperately wicked in the way that children can be manipulative. Like, who taught you this bad behavior? Nobody. You just came out of the womb and this is how you are. Human beings are wicked. And you have to teach them good behavior. Because children can wreck a home. In the way they can just go from one place to the other, spreading like, oh, mommy said this, but mommy did not say this. Like, the things I'm like, if you don't stop this bad behavior, this is what, like, how do you know how to do this exact genre of manipulation? This is actually very scary coming out of a toddler, and I'm like, God reminded me that, boy, you people are quite wicked in your ways. Like, you're not nice people. Like, you don't teach a child, you teach a child to be good. Goodness does not come naturally. Does that make sense? Like, kids are beautiful. Like, not to, please, I hope you guys are making, because I don't want to over explain. Children are not bad. Like, they're not innately bad, but like, children will do some things and you're like, who taught you this wickedness? Especially when they're dealing with themselves. Like, my 2-year-old slapped his senior sis, decked her, and she was crying. He not slapped her again. I was like, I was watching it play out because I was in shock. But I was like, as she was crying, it didn't even enter your heart to stop her or to beg. You slapped her again. I was like, whoa, we need God, okay, I understand. When you say the heart of man is just really wicked, I grab, because kids are like, the things you're like having to teach them not to do. No, you can't slap yours. You can't pull her hair. Like, and then the older one is now like she's now the one that gets decked up, because as she's getting older, she's more loving, right? Because we've taught her to love. But you see this young one that just showed up in the world. I said there was a day we had to beg Kishi to beg his sister. 3, 4, 5 hours. I was still begging this boy. Say sorry. No. Say sorry. No. Enter naughty corner. He went by himself. I'd rather stay in the naughty corner than come back and beg this babe. I mean, that was a couple months ago. We have now prayed that spirit off him. But that's how it came. That's his factory default. And that was scary to me, because I did not expect it to be like that. It just shows his strong will, and God will help us redirect in a more positive way. But that was very scary. And how people are wicked. And it's not from anybody. Nobody taught you that. That's your spirit. Wow. I learned that sometimes the problem will be solved with a nap. All you need to do is sleep. Let the rested version of you take care of this thing. This version of you right now can't hack it. You're too overwhelmed. You're too exhausted. You're too overstimulated. You're too anxious. You haven't prayed enough. The best thing you can do sometimes is walk away and sleep. Because if Jesus could sleep in a storm, so can I. So can I. Because sometimes the house is like, everything is going wrong. NEPA will take light, break one AC, the fridge will just start leaking water from nowhere. The microwave will stop working. Somebody can say that this rainy season now, all sorts are happening, flooding. Best thing to do is just go and take a nice nap, because this version of you cannot hack the problem in front of you. Like, I think we like to run on empty a lot, and sometimes just have a nap. Just step away from the problem, and say the Feyi that wakes up after this nap is the one that's going to handle it. This Feyi right now, she can't. She has nothing to give this problem. I can't even say Hail Mary. I can't even say blood of Jesus. I can't even say God, I beg. I'm just going to go straight to bed. And I think sometimes sleep with your chest, not sleep with one eye open, not sleep and think about the problem. Just sleep like you are stealing it. Sleep like you are robbing yourself. Sleep like you are stealing somebody else's sleep. Like, just sleep like your children will sleep in the middle of chaos. Just sleep. And I mean, don't sleep when the house is on. Like, you know what I mean. Like, pick your moment, but find a way to rest. Take a nap, watch a movie. Like, sometimes the best thing you can do is just rest, and then let the rested, calmer version of you handle the problem. What else has motherhood taught me? Motherhood has taught me that I need my mommy. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. I need my mommy. My mommy's girl. I need my mom. Motherhood has also made me really respect my mommy, because I think of all the times when she's faced something similar to what I'm facing now, and how as children we probably didn't even know what was happening. Like, I don't even remember the time my mommy got sick. The one time my mommy got sick as a child was like extreme. She was never sick, and I know we must have made her sick, but I don't recall that ever stopping her. Like, mommy did every pickup, mommy did every drop up. I can't do that right now. Like, I can't even do what she used to do. I remember my mom coming for every, like, especially when we were in boarding school and our boarding house was so far away. She was always the first parent in. Mom is very diligent. I'm not as diligent as her. And so I think I really, really, really revere her diligence and her remarkable ability to mother in any situation. She never, even now, she's still very much our anchor. Motherhood taught me that I need God, because I really can't do this thing alone. Like, I don't have it. I don't have what it takes to mother my children. I don't have what it takes. These kids need more from me that I'm willing to ask of myself. The version of me that my children need is sometimes a version that I'm not ready to become. And that's okay. There are days where my children need someone that's very organized. There are days when they need someone that's very patient. There are days when they need someone that's very, wise and kind. And sometimes I'm just not that. So what happens on the days where you fall short of what they need? That's when you lean on God. So that's why we're here, learning how to mother with Jesus, because you can't do it without God. You can't. And I think for a lot of us new mothers, that's why postpartum depression is sure, because you try to do it in your workings and then you quickly realize that, I can't. And so before you start calling on God, you first of all try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. And I think I'm just here to tell you that before you get to that place where you break down, let's call Jesus at the beginning. Like, so if you're here and you're not a mother yet, I want you to know that you won't always feel like you've got this. You are never going to feel like you've got this. There are days where I feel like, I'm doing such a great job, and then my children will now recount that day and say it was awful, and I'm like, this day that I remember when I carried my daughter to Disney World. She was 3. I just given birth to her brother at the time, and we were around the corner from Disney World, so let's just go for a day. We got home that day and she was like, I didn't even have any fun, or I can't remember how she said it. And I just thought, you know what? Today's the day I release myself from you. I release myself from your approval, because you can kill. Yeah. What do you mean you didn't even have fun? Because I think she wanted to go on a ride. The ride she was too young or too small. And so she carried that one. And children know how to zero in on one moment. Like, they don't know how to do like a sum total of, it was a great day. They live moment to moment to moment. So that bad moment, she cried in the car all the way. And I just sat in the car with her. She was crying. And she eventually cried herself to sleep. And I was like, I can actually slap this babe. Like, after everything we did today, it's still not enough. Like, eventually she came out of it, mama had such a great day. But it was like, by then I was already angry and I was already in my feelings. And I was also like 3 months postpartum, so I was very upset at her. But like, I think this episode is really just for you to just extend yourself grace. You're doing your best. It's not easy. These children are hard work, and We love them. We will do anything for them. But sometimes what motherhood demands of from you is more than what you have to give to give the situation, and that's why you need God to inflate you so that you can show up your best, because sometimes your best is not good enough, and that's okay, because we serve a God that will cover you. And so, ladies and gents, that brings me to the end of this episode. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, share it in your group chat, share it to your friends, your neighbor, your family, share it to that mom that's coming to your mind right now as I'm talking, share it to someone that is always hard on herself, that needs to learn or hear that she's doing her best, and her best is not always good enough in her eyes though, but it's actually good enough, because all you can do is your best. I want to also give a special shout out to our sponsors, Swaddle, which is my app that I'm building for mothers. It's going to launch very, very soon. Please watch this space. Watch this space and follow Swaddle at swaddle.app on Instagram, and join our waitlist link in our bio. And also a big thank you to the Luxury Collection Ltd on Instagram at the Luxury Collection Ltd for this beautiful space that they've let us film our content in. And follow the MotherWell podcast at MotherWell_pod, and follow me, Feyi Bello, at Feyi_Bello1. And I'll see you at the next one. Thank you for watching and listening. Take care.